As I said, welcome, welcome. And for this series, we're going to do poses that are supposed to naturally relieve the body of anxiety. So some of these poses you and I have done, maybe not in this particular sequence, but we have done them. And as I was reading further into the sequence, I was like, well, how can this relieve anxiety and stress? And a lot of it, the reason why is it's targeting the areas of the body where we hold stress. You're going to see that these poses are going to work on the shoulders. It's going to work on the lower back, right? And through the spine. And then for sure in our hips, because we hold a lot of stuff. Everything just kind of goes down into our center of gravity a little bit, right in this area, the gut and the hip area. So all of the poses are going to move in that fashion. And so in a sense, that is how it's relieving the anxiety and stress in the body, because we're trying to release any tension that we're holding and stretch those muscles and make space for the relaxation to come in. So before we get started, we're just going to sit and take some nice deep breaths and set an intention for this practice. Like, we be very intentional about how we are going to relieve any stress that we're having. Like, you just start thinking inside that anything that was going on this week that maybe was stressing you out a little bit or making you feel any type of emotion in the body, that you're going to think in this practice that you're going to let go of it. Like, in our movements, we're going to find those deep pockets where it may be, and we're just going to open it up so there's more space, more clarity in the body. So hands lightly on the knees, drawing the shoulders down and back, and then close your eyes and start to take some nice deep breaths. Right? So we're going to be breathing deeply, listening in the body. Now that I've sat still for a minute, like, I start to listen to, where is the body talking to me? Do I feel it saying anything from my hip area? Ooh, just then my lower back made a little motion. It almost said, don't forget about me. Feel it. Not so much in my shoulders, definitely in the lower body. Like learning to listen in, see where we can tell where the body is tight. Where is the system calling us to move? Breathing. Nice deep breath. Bring the palms together. Press the thumbs against the heart. And so our intention is going to be that we let go of stress. So you can say internally to yourself, I let go of any stressors. I free the body of any anxiety. I'm going to allow myself to be in a flow. Calling in relaxation, de-stressing the body, bringing in a sense of stillness. One more deep breath, and then open the eyes and the hands. Okay. And the first pose we're going to do is that banana Nasana that they call it, where we're going to lay flat on our mat, right? So you're going to lay flat on your mat, and you're right in the middle of the mat, right? And for a moment, we just want to stretch it out and work the body a little bit. So first, we're just going to draw our knees to chest, and we're going to rock side to side. Then we're going to come back to center and straighten the legs and release the arms above the head, kind of stretch, right? All right. Now, for this banana pose, right? First, I'm in the middle of my mat, but I'm going to lift my feet up and take it all the way to the left side of my mat, right? Then I'm going to extend my arms, and I'm going to lift up my chest and draw it over to the left side of my mat. So I'm trying to make like this curve, like C here, right? Arms extended up. I can interlace my hands or at least grab my hands together. So it helps me to extend up through my shoulders. Breathing. Nice deep breath. It's almost like you've done that little side pose. It's almost like you were leaning to the side, but you're on the floor doing it. Over. Making the adjustments you need to make sure your shoulders, body feels okay. Keep breathing. Lift up the top part of the body, bring it back to center. Lift the legs up, bring them back to center. Then draw the knees back to chest, rock side to side. We're going to do the same thing again, right? Lift the feet up, take it to the right side of the mat. Lift up, and it's almost like I'm leaning over to the right, grabbing the hands again. Nice deep breath. As I say how quiet it's going to be, right? It gets all noisy. Back to center, right? Draw knees to chest. Side to side. There we go. Then we're going to roll to our side. We're going to come up. Okay? And we're going to come up in a seated position. Okay? Now this one, they call it like a caterpillar-like pose, but I think it's because of the way you move into the pose itself, right? So my legs are together. I got my knees and toes facing up. And I can see now, even from looking on the camera, I'm kind of hunched over. What I want to do is I want to draw my shoulders down and back, Now I made a nice L shape with my body, right? Breathing. Nice deep breath. And what we're going to do is fold forward, but we're going to do it by walking, just like that little caterpillar-like walk, right? So I'm going to hinge at my hips, right? And I'm going to walk forward. And I want the hands to be outside of the ankles, right? Breathing. Pushing my heels against an imaginary wall. Breathing deeply. It's a nice hamstring stretch, right? It's going to release any tension in that lower back. Watch our timer because we're going to see if we can hold here at least a good 2 minutes maybe. Let's see. Let's see if we can make it. Breathing. Just think about all of that tension in that lower back, just releasing, right? I keep drawing my shoulders back, right? Pushing my heels against that imaginary wall. As I inhale in, I'm going to feel it moving down my spine to the base of my spine, making a little swirl and then drawing the air back up. Almost there. Keep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to gently walk the hands back, just like that little caterpillar, right? Walk back, right? Beautiful. And just bounce the legs, right? And swish, right? Bounce and swish. Bounce and swish. Okay? Now what we're going to do is come over on our hands and knees. And we're going to do a little cat-cow, right? Hands are directly underneath the shoulders, right? Knees are right in line with the hips. Back is flat. Then I'm going to push my stomach down, tip my pelvis up, and then tip my head up. And I'm going to exhale and arch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. All right. Then we're going to do our poses. I call it like a little puppy pose, but it's also called melting heart pose, right? And this is where this part of the body stays still. We walk the hands forward into the chest, make contact with the mat, and we can turn our head to one side if we like. Chin on the mat, forehead on the mat, whatever feels good to you. Trying to get into that middle part of the back. This is working the mid-back area here, because that tiny little arch is going to get into that groove of the middle back. We were doing the lower back a little bit. Now we've moved up to more of this thoracic spine here, right? And our rib cage where we may be holding tight. We want to be able to expand and breathe, right? So down we go. We're going to hold here for a couple of minutes. Breathe. Push down in the forearms, bring the arms back, right? And let's do our cat-cow again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and inhale and release. And then we're going to come back and sit again on our mat, right? Back again. Moving around on the mat, but we're still not getting up from it, right? So this pose, we're going to do it in 3 ways. First, it's just a simple butterfly pose, meaning I'm going to draw the soles of my feet together, right? This is, again, a good time if you need to. You can put the pillows underneath your thighs, right? Help support the thighs, right? And you're remembering that you're in charge of how intense this is, because the more you draw them in, the more there's an inner thigh stretch on those muscles, those little abductor muscles here, right? Again, remembering we're working the areas of the body that hold tension, right? So working this inner thigh area. Sometimes they say this bowl of energy is where our feelings lie. Also for women, we carry our sense of family and relationship in this little bowl, right? So soles of the feet, make sure they're pressed against each other. And one thing that I like to do to keep myself from slouching is I put my hands on either side of my ankles and then draw my shoulders back. It also helps to draw in my legs, keep my legs drawn in, right? And I'd sit here, then to take some nice deep breaths. And as you're doing it, see if you can feel the legs relax and open more, right? Because at first you're kind of holding them. See if you can let go. Breathing. Nice deep breath. Take another deep breath and see if you can start to hinge forward a little bit. For me, when I hinge forward, sometimes I like to take my elbow and press inside my inner thigh just to make sure my legs don't ride up, and just lean forward a little bit. Putting a little more dynamic tension on those inner thighs a little bit, right? Still breathing. slowly come up. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to keep one leg in, and you decide which one, and then you're going to let the other one go straight out, right? Now I'm going to take this pillow out because I want the backs of this thigh, pull out my little sit bones, my little fleshy part. I want knees and toes to totally be out. But this knee has stayed in the same position. See, it's still in this half butterfly-like pose, right? So now this leg is straight, okay? And then from here, again, I'm going to try to see if I can hinge and walk forward. So first, drawing my shoulders back, and then now I'm going to hinge forward a little bit here. Walking the hands forward, getting to the space where I feel comfortable. I'm going to take some nice deep breaths, and I'm going to see if I can hold here. Breathing. A little different sensation, right? Breathing. Nice deep breath. Breathing. Let this knee right here relax, right? Don't let it try to ride up. I can feel myself needing to just push on it a little bit, right? Help it to relax. Open up. Keep breathing. Just think about any stressors that you have, any places where the body's talking to you. Breathe into that space, like right here in the back of my thighs. I can feel it, so I'm going to breathe into that space and draw any of that stress and tension back out. The breath. Inhaling. Exhale. Slowly walk the hands back, right? Beautiful. I'm going to draw this foot back in. Back to that butterfly pose, right? For me, I'm going to get my little pillow back underneath, right? Feel it. It's interesting. It feels different now on that side, right? You can feel like it's not quite as tight over here. It did let go a little bit. So now we're going to work that other side. So I'm going to take the pillow out and extend this foot out, right? Pull out my little fleshy parts. Make sure my sit bones are nice on the floor, knee and toe facing up. This foot is still in that position, right? It has not moved, right? Drawing my shoulders back. And again, doing a little caterpillar-like walk forward until I can get to a hinged position where that's where the body feels like, okay, we're good right there. And that's where I'm going to hold. And again, I'm going to breathe into any tight space. Nice deep breath. Again, I feel that tightness here. I'm going to breathe in. Ask the body to let go, right? Don't hold on to it. Releasing, right? Pressing down, releasing in the body. Gently walk the hands back, right? Bring this leg in just for a moment. Let's go back to our regular butterfly. See if you can tell if you feel any difference. I definitely can. Feels like the hips are a little more open, right? You feel like a little shift or something happened there. Breathing. One last time. Hands around the ankle. Draw the shoulders down and back. Soles of the feet pressing together. Good. Draw the legs up, okay? Have them right here. I'm just gonna sit back a little like I'm sitting back on my hands. I'm just gonna rock the knees back and forth, right? It's just working those little hip joints. We'll come back to center, right? And we're gonna come back over on our hands and knees. And this time we're gonna do a little songbird action because we're gonna move into a pigeon pose, but we wanna work to open the hip up a little bit before we move into it, right? So we're here, hands on our knees, leg goes back. This is my left one. I'm bending my knee. I got this little motion going right here, right? And I'm gonna go underneath the body and then push up. Underneath the body and push up. Underneath the body and push up. One more time. Underneath the body and push up. Straighten it out, down, and in. Okay? Right leg goes straight. Bend to the knee, flex the foot. Underneath the body, push up. Underneath the body, push up. Underneath the body, push up. Straighten, down, and release. Okay? So we're going to do our little pigeon pose. One thing you want to do, you either get a block or a pillow. I'm going to grab a pillow just to help with underneath the hips, all right, if we need to. Okay, so we're going to start on our left side, right? So what I do is I bring my left knee forward and then see how I shift that left foot underneath so that it is in line with this right thigh. Then I'll begin to just slide back a little, okay? What is the pillow for? The pillow is for, actually put it right here to help me have something to sit on, right? And before we go down, we want to make sure everything's straight and in alignment. I want to make sure my back foot is. And the way to do that, if I curl my toe, that's going to make my ankle and knee and hip all come in alignment. Then I can totally relax it back down. And first, I want to just hold here first. Let the body relax into the pose. I can tell right away my body wants another pillow. So slide another little pillow in there. Get it. Much better. Okay? So I want to be able to relax. If the body can't relax into the stretch, then you're still holding tight. So that's why it's good to get some good support systems. Make sure you're nice and aligned, right? So holding here for a moment. Breathing. Nice deep breath. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to do that little caterpillar walk again, right? Walking down. First, I might come to my forearm. Okay. Breathing. Or I may go all the way down. It's up to me. I could go all the way down, right? Laying down. Or if I need to, I've seen people do this. They make fists with their hands. They stack the fists. And my elbows are out and my They hold my head. Because my head is probably the heaviest part. That's where it needs a little place to rest. Or it could rest on a block. Again, breathe into any of those tight spaces. Asking the body to let go of any stressors, right? You can also do a reclining pigeon if pigeon this way doesn't feel good. If you're familiar with that, you would be lying on your back, right? And crossing the legs over like in that letter 4 and lifting the leg up, right, to work the hip. That's also another alternate way to do it. Keep breathing. Okay. So slowly come up, right, first, right? You want to come here first. And maybe see if you can walk the hands back so you can get an even bigger arch. Look up at the ceiling, breathing. All right, to stretch it out even bigger, we're gonna pull our little pillows out, right? And what I want you to do is curl this back toe, start to lift up, see if you can bring the body to a down dog. You need a big stretch this time. Breathing. Walk it out a little bit, right? We'll come back down, hands and knees, right? And this time, the right knee comes in. So when the right knee comes in, see how that right foot comes in front of that left thigh here? I'm gonna slide back, but I'm gonna get my pillows first before I do it, right? From here, I just begin to slide this left leg back and position these nice little pillows underneath my hip here, right? To have something nice to sit on. I check the leg again, right? I have to curl that toe. Make sure it's in nice alignment. And then I'm gonna hold here for a moment, just so I can let my body take on the pose first. Breathing. And slowly lower down, right? First I go to the forearms, right? There's no need to rush the body. Sometimes that's part of what happens too in our lives. We rush, and even the rushing can cause a little bit of the heart rate to go up and anxiety to happen, right? Move at a nice, unhurried pace, knowing we have all the time we need, right? And then we go all the way down. Since I went down the last time, I'm going to go down here again, right? Keep breathing into those areas where it's tight. Like draw the air into that area. Let it swirl around. Gather up any stressors and out of the body it goes. Slowly walk the hands back, right? And remember, we're going to walk them back even further so we can get a really deep arch, right? Let the chin go up. All right. Curl this back toe, right? Move the pillows out and back to that down dog. Breathing, stretching it out. Walk the dog a little bit. We're going to bring our knees back down to the mat. We're going to take our knees wide. We're going to sit back on our heels. Walk our hands forward in our wide-legged child's pose. Lift up. And let's thread one of the arms underneath and get a little shoulder stretch, right? Turn to the side, come back down. Lift up, straighten it out, and then thread the other one, right? It comes under, palm facing up, turn the head to the side, hitting this other side. Come up and extend back again to the center. Then I'm gonna come up, right? And just for a moment, I want you to do a little hip circle, right? Roll to the left, back, right, forward. One more time in this direction, and then reverse it. Last time. We're gonna come seated on our mat. We're gonna roll down. Right? Roll down to the mat. Bring knees to chest, rock side to side. Then we're going to do a little spinal twist, but we're going to do it a little different, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knees to chest, right? And then I'm going to take my arms out wide like this, right? Now when I bring my knees to the left, I'm going to see if I can lift up my hips and really turn my body to that left, right? I don't know if you can see that. So see, I was like this. I kind of lift it up and really turn this direction. And then now I'm going to physically try to turn the top part of my torso and look in the other direction. Breathing. Bring my head back to center, lift the knees back, bring the hips back in, right? Draw them to chest, rock side to side. Then again, they go down, right? Arms come back out. I lift up and totally turn to the right like this, right? Then my gaze goes in this direction to the left. Gently bring the knees back to center. Get the body back centered. Knees to chest, rock side to side. right? Then we're going to do a little happy baby pose, right? So first thing that we're going to do is that we can draw. I'm like grabbing the backs of my thighs, right? Grabbing them in. Like I can really feel where I've hugged them. My thighs are pressing against my stomach. Then I can now lift the soles of my feet up toward the sky or the ceiling, right? So then I'm holding. Now right here at this point, I can feel where my knee is coming toward my armpit. Breathing. Now I can hold it. Get a nice grip here. Breathing. It's up to me about how close in I want my knees to be. Like I can stretch them out further if I like. Usually if I stretch them out further like that, then I'll go to see if I can grab the outer edges of my feet. Again, they're still coming down. Look how it's coming here toward this armpit. Breathing. And I'm pressing my lower back, my sacrum into the mat. I'm not letting my butt right up. I'm pressing it down. Breathe. I can rock if I want to. It's up to me. It's a nice gentle rock, right? Massaging that lower spine. Come back to center and let's hold. Releasing any stress. Breathing. And I can bring the soles of my feet together from here, right? Holding them, right? See, I'm holding the soles of my feet together. Breathing. Nice deep breath. And I'm going to slowly release, right? Feet are going to come to the mat. And I'm just going to windshield wiper back and forth. Before I go into my final relaxation, right? So we're going to roll to our sides. I'm going to give you a couple of options. You can lay flat on your back, just totally flat on the mat. If you feel like your lower back needs something, and you want to, again, experience that butterfly pose again, I can put this in my lower back here, right? Bring my hips right to the edge of that. I'm going to bring these pillows on either side so I can, again, put my soles of my feet together and go into my like butterfly-like pose. And then I have this in the small of my back, right? And instead of my arms going like this, I actually think I'm going to raise them above my head. So I can really get an arch in my back. Really open up my spine. Feel like I'm totally opening the body. I've got my legs in this butterfly pose. Feel that nice inner thigh stretch, that opening, release into making more space for anything that going on in relationship, financing, opening room there. And then again, arms extended up. It's like I'm opening the chest, opening the heart. My ability to breathe, take life in, right? This is where I'm going to hold. All right. We'll change our music a little bit. Now let's go into our final relaxation. Breathing. Nice deep breath. Just remembering your intention that you said in the beginning about wanting to let go, not holding on to anything. You can keep asking yourself the whys, like why would I want to hold on to that? Why is that particular movement coming into my life right now? Then you can move to your what. Like, then what does the universe want me to learn about it? What is the message that I'm wanting to receive? Breathing, listening in the body, knowing that the body is giving you messages, letting you know the places it wants you to pay attention. Breathing. Little praying mantis just landed right on my lap. Bring the legs in, right? Off the pillows if you have them on. Glad I saw him coming before he came down. We're going to roll to our sides, right? And then we're going to come up. Come back to our easy seated pose. Okay. Hands lightly on the knees. Eyes closed. And bring the palms together, right? Pressing against the heart. And check in with the body now. See if you can tell if there are any differences that you feel. If there's still any little lingering stressors, just breathe into those spaces. But hopefully you've had a chance to work them out. Let the body have a little bit of a let go. One more deep breath. And thank you for coming to practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.